Lena stumbled through the dense forest, her heart pounding in her chest. The tall, twisted trees seemed to close in on her, their branches clawing at her as she tried to find a way out. She had been walking for what felt like hours, yet the forest seemed endless, with no path or clearing in sight. "Where am I?" she whispered, her voice trembling as she spun around, searching for any sign of escape. The air was thick with fog, making it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. Panic began to set in as she realized she didn't recognize anything around her. The trees were unfamiliar and the silence was deafening. Suddenly, she noticed a faint light in the distance. Hope surged within her as she hurried toward it, thinking it might lead her out of this nightmare. But as she got closer, the light began to flicker, then dim, and finally disappeared altogether. Lena stood still, her breath shallow, feeling more lost than ever. "Why can't I find the way out?" she cried, her voice echoing through the stillness. She looked down at her hands, now pale and cold, and noticed something strange. She wasn't casting a shadow. Confusion turned to dread as she slowly pieced it together. Her mind raced, flashes of memories coming back to her. A car accident, the blinding lights, the sudden darkness. A sinking feeling took hold of her as she realized the truth. She wasn't lost in the forest. She was dead. Lena gasped, the weight of her realization pressing down on her. She wasn't wandering through trees. She was trapped in something much smaller, much darker. She was locked in a coffin buried deep underground. As the walls closed in around her, the forest dissolved into darkness, and Lena was left alone, trapped with the finality of her fate.